You want to participate? No, you can just sit. Okay, it's 6:30. Let us begin. We are going live on YouTube this time. Sort of doing something different. So, good evening, everyone. Are you ready? You're not happy to meet me after one month. Good evening, everyone. Yeah, good evening. Welcome to this session on Speakers Forum. Uh, the topic this time was given beforehand, a couple of weeks beforehand. Unfortunately, it could not get published on one of the leaflets, but there was an invitation card which was prepared, and I think it was put on the website as well. Never mind, if you're prepared, great, it becomes a prepared speech. If you're not prepared, it becomes an impromptu speech. You can come and you can treat it anyway, either this way or that way. Don't worry about it. For those of you who are new, this is your first session out here. थोड़ा सा बताता हूँ ये this is a speakers forum. We meet every second Saturday from 6:30 to 7:45. और हम क्या करते हैं हम यहाँ पे आके speeches देते हैं. We come and we give speeches out here. Last time we had an impromptu speech, so the topic was given out here. We did something different. This time we are going back to our original method, which is the topic पहले दिया जाता है. You get time to prepare. You speak for 2 to 3 minutes. 2 मिनट पे एक बेल बजती है, 3 मिनट पे 2 बेल बजती है, and you have to stop after 3 minutes. So that is how the structure is. Okay. And what exactly is going to be looked at or what. So I've got a couple of books to give this time, about 5, 6. They've given a lot of more books, so we can give 6 speakers. And let's what is being looked at in terms of the judging criteria is your content, your structure, your body language, and your voice. How well are you modulating? ये सब देखा जाएगा. And languages you can speak in Gujarati, you can speak in Hindi, you can speak in English. आप कोई भी एक भाषा बोल सकते हैं. You can speak in mixture also. That's also fine. So that's how the structure is. If you want to speak, आपको register करना पड़ेगा. Just write your name out there, and I'll be going in alphabetical order. Sorry, in the chronological order, not alphabetical order, chronological order. And yeah, that's what it is. Anyone any questions? Yeah. Okay, so let us begin. Yeah.
You will decide winner after all speak.
This is democracy. Whatever I say is the final. I will decide the winner. Yeah, after everyone speaks, I'll decide the winner. It's not actually the winner, but it's actually those who or who kept in mind. There are 6 this time, so maybe we can give some have the consolation prize or something. That's what we look how I think about it. Okay, anything else? No. So let us begin. If you feel if there's time and if those who are in the audience and feel that they want to participate, they can again come later on.
You will give book from which we can speak or we create our own speech.
You create your own speech. You create your own speech. The book is for those who spoke well. Okay. Yeah. So let us begin. Great. Let us begin. The first speaker is Ajish. Ajish is back after last time where he didn't speak. Yeah. Great. Yeah. Topic है a ship is safe in a harbor, but that is not what ships are built for. A ship is safe in a harbor, but that is not what ships are built for.
हिंदी में भी बोल सकते हैं.
हाँ हिंदी में बोल सकते हैं, कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं. गुजराती में बोल सकते हैं. A ship is safe in a harbor, but that is not what ships are built for. Okay, we've got Ajish. Yes, Ajish, you can begin.
Good evening, sir. Good evening, all of you. I have a question to all of you. What is our greatest loss? What is our greatest loss? Can anyone say? What is our greatest loss? Exactly. The biggest loss is not realizing our own potential. Yes, please.
Not giving 100%.
100% to our abilities.
Yes.
Yes, abilities. Yes, exactly. So we are prone to not utilize our 100% potential. That is our greatest loss. Eventually, what happens? We are used to waste our skills, abilities. So come to our topic. A ship is safe in a harbor, but that is not what ships are built. The literal meaning of this quote is: we should not limit our abilities in the comfort zone. We should change our method, our ways. We should try something new every time in our life. So we have unlimited potential because human beings are unlimited beings. We have such abilities, skills, etc. But our problem is we always limit our abilities in the comfort zone. So let me share a wonderful insight. Some mosquitoes were put it in a box, and the top side was covered, and they tried to jump a lot every time. But every time they jumped a lot, they hit on the top of the box. So after that, what happened? They tried to jump till the top of the corner to avoid harming themselves. After that, the top of the box were opened. The physical limits were not there, but there they are trying to jump till beside the top of the box to avoid harming themselves. They learn to jump that much level. So the same thing happened to human beings also. Once any failure happened in our life, we usually to limit our potential, limit our ways to achieve something. So, so in order to avoid that thing, we need to find out the stimuli which triggers our success. The thoughts. We are basically our thoughts. We need to find out our negative thoughts, stimuli, which hinders us from our success. So if we find that thoughts, we can get proper way to get into the success. To conclude, I would say your future depends on your ability to think and your ability to upgrade yourself. Thank you.
Thank you, Ajish. Next, we have Mana.
A smooth sea never made a skilled sailor. Good evening, and today's topic: a ship is the safest in the harbor, but that is not what the ship is made for. So, currently, I'm doing an internship at Navjivan Publishing House. To talk a bit about it, it basically is a place that contains all of the authentic writings and collected works of Mahatma Gandhi. The place has been given the copyright to all of his work. But the sad part is that its relevance and its significance is not that well communicated to today's population. And one of our authorities there also mentioned that Navjivan Publishing House has so much relevance in today's world, but it is probably not even as famous as Gandhi Ashram. So, what they did was their idea is that all the texts that they have, they want to digitalize it so that the future generations of tomorrow can easily access to all the learnings of Mahatma Gandhi. Um, and one of the most amazing things he said was, if you want any product to be relevant for a long time, you have to keep on changing its features. You have to make sure that even after 200 years, in a way, it will still be connected to everyone. And while there is a lot of work in doing so, actually taking them, scanning them, working on all the errors, it is the price that you pay for being relevant even after a long time. Let us connect this to another example. If a caterpillar is just comfortable while it is in the cocoon and does not go the process of metamorphosis, it will probably never get its wings, which will help it to fly from one place to another. Talking about this in real life, it may happen, and it does so happen, that sometimes we get so comfortable as to where we are in life today that we feel this is how it is going to be for the rest of my life. But the beauty of this generation is that change is so constant. Everything keeps changing one day or the other. Solutions that are so relevant right now probably will be something tomorrow's generation will not even consider. And hence, this is why we must understand that as luxurious the comfort zone may seem, we have to kind of take charge of ourselves and go right in those tides, just like a ship does, and sail away to the best location for our development and growth. Let's think of ourselves as containers of purpose. And to make sure that we develop, we have to be out there doing our best and working hard every day. To conclude, all that you ever want is just one step right outside your comfort zone. Thank you.
you. Next, we have Devansh. Devansh.
Hello. Were you guys too thinking of an escape from coming over here and procrastinating that I'll do it in the next month? So, but then you guys pushed yourself out of your comfort zone and you decided to come over here. So, very good evening to one and all present here. My name is Devansh Patel, and I am here to deliver a speech on a ship is safe in harbor, but that's not what ships are built for. Okay, so let's consider this ship as ourselves. Ship is you. Okay, harbor is your comfort zone, and the ocean is your life. So if you are not sailing through the ocean, then you are not actually living your life. You are just alive. Yes. So there are storms, cyclones, and hurricanes that occurs in the ocean. But it's not that with the fear of those things you will not get into the ocean. You are strong enough to face any of the problems in your life. The fear of failure is stopping us from doing the things that we dream of. At some point of time, we are stuck in some uh, our comfort zone. So we need to stepping out of this comfort zone is very hard. It is tough. Waking up in the morning from the cozy morning, jumping out of the bed is very hard. Choosing knowledge over entertainment is very hard. On the Saturday evening, coming to AM and delivering a speech is very hard. And the growth is very hard. So are you. You see, the definition for comfort zone is very different for all of us. But it, but what matters is how you just get out of that comfort zone. It doesn't matter that it's not like that someone is saying to get out of your comfort zone and you should do that. But you should do it for yourself, for your growth. Okay. So you are capable of doing this. You are dreaming of this, and you are actually doing this. So why to fear of all these things? And let's just get let's just sorry, let's just feel the fear and do it anyway. Thank you.
Next, we have got is Vishal. Vishal, Vishal.
Good evening, everyone. I'm going to speak on a ship is safe in harbor, but that's what a ship is not made for. So literally, a ship is actually made in a shipbuilding yard, and then it sails, and then it finally comes to Anand, as everyone knows it. So, but we are talking in the middle sailing part of it. Basically, that's what the literal meaning is, but now it's about moving out of the comfort zone. So I would like to explain you by maybe giving some kind of examples. Everyone knows Alexander the Great. He was in Greece. He was very comfortable out there. But then he decided that yes, I had to conquer something. So right from Greece, he came up to India to conquer. So he moved out of his comfort zone, though he lost finally. But he moved out of the comfort zone. Then we have Vasco da Gama. He was from Portugal. He was also a good sailor, but then he decided to move out of his comfort zone and come down to Goa, uh, I suppose Kerala, to discover India. And then we have Mahatma Gandhi. He started his freedom struggle in South Africa. He started very good out there, and he was quite famous out there. If he had decided that yes, I have done something really good, then he must have stopped there. But then he decided that no, I have to do something for my country. So he moved out of his comfort zone and he came to India and he restarted once again. He carried on what he had done in South Africa. And then we have Captain Gopinath, the recent example. He was 65 when he started his air deckham. He was almost retired, but yet he had to do something. So he moved out of his comfort zone. So basically, finally, I would give a hail to all those who have moved out of their comfort zone, and in spite of their failures, they kept on sailing till they finally reached their land. Thank you.
Next, we have Nirav.
In childhood, I think every one of us have received a gift of cycle. I think majority. Let's talk about that. If you see that when a child receives a cycle, what he first thinks that this is my cycle, let's keep it safe, keep it aside. Even don't allow anyone, even his parents or even himself, do not sit on that cycle. After few days, he has a how to ride it. He will try it. He tried to ride the cycle. Okay. After a few days, once he become expert, he asks his mom, I don't want anyone's attention, I want to ride a bicycle on my own. Okay. After a few days, there will be some point come that cycle is broken and damaged. He will leave his cycle and he will try to ride new. So today's my topic is sea is safe in the harbor. That is not what built for. The story of cycle that I told you, it is somewhat related to safe. See, everyone knows that sea is meant for sailing in the ocean. Okay. And the sailor who keep it in the harbor, the sea, it is not one useful for that particular sailor. To get an experience for a sailor has must has to bring this sea in the ocean. He has he has to sail this sea to the ocean. He has to face lot of storm. He has to sail through deep water as well as shallow water. That's what it will give the experience. It will give him experience, and he can become expert. Okay. Even children is very much safe in his mother's land. For us, it would be easy for to go home and get a nice sleep on the bed. But it's not a common thing. That one has to go out of that comfort zone. He has to have a courage. In Gita, it is being said that one has to face all the one. One is two. It's a combination of two things. One is let me explain. Rat and divas. That is day and night. That is a dwan. Sukh and dukh. Happiness and sorrow. It's a dwan. Birth and death. It's a dwan. Okay, so from one end to move from one end to other end, one has to face all the changes. One has to go through all the changes. He has to face all the changes. Then only we can see the changes. You know the movie name Zindagi Na Milegi Dobara. I think everyone has liked. Why? This movie has given us a message that if you want to grow yourself, if you want to enjoy your life, you have to go through your out of your comfort zone, and that will give you a thrill, and that will make anyone as a better person. So keep trying new things with courage. Face it. Definitely, one time will come that you will be better version of yourself. Thank you.
Thank you, Nirav. Next is Alok.
Hello, good evening, everyone. I'm Alok. This is the first time I am in front of this place, and I'm really, really honored. And I'm really happy on this part that we have such forum. The topic what we have is the ship is not meant for harbor, and it's all about it is just an extension of the caterpillar example which one of our colleagues quoted that risk-taking ability for a human as an individual or that attitude exactly gets extended for. Uh, the human limitations in terms of taking that calculated risk that by each step by step they can get out of that comfort zone and possibly get to their idea or the goal what they want to achieve. So this it brought my attention to a couple of templates. And those, I was interviewing one of my colleagues who recently came from army, and he was posted in Leh. There was some shelling happening, and I was asking him, that what was your experience when the shelling is happening and you were downside with the hill, and how was it? How were you able to take the hit on and you were able to move forward? The idea was coming in a very logical manner. It is something more important than having a fear. The fear of failure versus something more important. When you are able to just that inflection point and beyond this point, your fear does not stop you. That is not capable enough to hold you beyond the point. The second one, again, an anecdote which possibly would be relevant to the situation. There was a guy called in 1944 before Roger Bannister, who was trying to hit a 4 minute mile stroke. For example, you want to run 1 mile, you need to have a 4 minute radius. Now, here's the thing that before that, nobody was trying to hit that target that 1 mile can be completed in 4 minutes. But beyond this, Roger was the first one in 1954 who broke that event, and then beyond that, within next 5 months, there were 4 athletes which were able to copy that thing. So, as the report was initially quoted that, I mean, was quoted that it is not meant for being in shipyards. There is a wing which has to get open, and you have to touch your sky on your own. So once you get that spark inside you, when you are very well aware of your limiting beliefs, possibly that is the time when you need to hit it hard. And you need to come out and you need to get that thing which possibly takes you out and it does not allow you to get restricted by your fear. So this is all from my side. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Alok. Next, we have where got this right. This is how do I spell it? It is Bata. Is it Bata? Yeah.
So namaste everyone, and I would like to share my views on the following topic by reciting some few lines. That is, कुछ तुम चल दो, कुछ मैं भी चल लूं. इस सफर है जिंदगी में खुद की पहचान मैं खुद लिख लेती. So here this is me Gatha, and as I told about this quote, that this quote it tells you that to reach anything or to do anything, you need to take a step. और एक कदम लेने के लिए आपको आपके कंफर्ट जोन से बाहर निकलना पड़ेगा. And this July it will take a year and it will complete a year कि जहाँ मैंने अपनी last year I started my on stage journey. I write poetry. So open mic की journey को 1 साल होगा, and this 1 year where I have discovered myself, where I have pushed myself every time. मेरे last year का first open mic video अगर आप देखेंगे तो उसमें I'm little bit nervous. My hands are shaking. मैंने mic कैसे पकड़ा. आज अगर आप last open mic का देखो तो बहुत vast difference दिखेगा. So I guess there's always finding your inner ability, and sometimes when you find it, you just have to work for it. कोई तुमको ये नहीं बोल रहा कि एक दिन सुबह उठ जाओ, just wake up and do all the things in one day. Just take small few baby steps and you will do wonders. Few days ago, I got a message on my Instagram quote page from Khyaal community that they wanted to do a collab with me. They told that we saw your videos on YouTube and you have a channel. And we were really delighted and mesmerized by the way you recite poems, by the way you put emotions, and by the way you narrate. So I was like, first of all, this was for me a very first time that someone who I'm not aware of, who I don't know, is asking. So I wanted to check कि ये लोग safe है कि नहीं. So I contacted them and we had a conversation. They explained me that what I have to do. And after few days of practice, when I got my e-poster, when I received my e-poster in that, under my name, it was written a guest, and I felt honored. Being a 19-year-old student, and it this the औहदा जो मुझे मिला, this name, it gave me that much confidence कि मुझे senior citizens के सामने I had to present my few works. I presented 10 of my poems, and the session went so well. And yesterday I received a hamper as a token of love. And also, I have been a co-author of 3 books till now. So I guess that is what made myself कि मैंने अपनी पहचान खुद लिखी. जैसे मैंने अपने कोट में स्टार्टिंग में कहा. It's always finding who you are. So I would like to end my speech by rephrasing this quote that you are unique and you can do better. Thank you.
Next is Altaf. Altaf is not here. Okay. You have decided to just not participate. Any specific reason? Okay. Next we have got Shalin. Shalin, huh? Shalin.
Good evening, friends. This is Stalin Chaudhary. I am not a fluent speaker like you, but I just wanted to deliver one speech with, in front of public. So the given topic research is that do not compare to take risk, but why? Uh, Today I want to discuss one cardinal reason why we used to compare to take the risk. Uh, that is because of our higher education system. Uh, we are in the rat race, uh, and our education system uh, taught us to involve in the job market, and it makes the young generation more calculative. For instance, I am CMA, and I am doing a particular job, and by doing this course, like that is a professional course with a result of less than 10%, but that made my mind very calculative. Like why I cannot like start up my own venture. So I want to just share some examples, like why less educated people are the successful businessmen, because of uh, they have this taking capabilities, uh, not like us. And second thing, uh, we are the young generation. We specifically spend our time of our 20s by doing job, and cracking the job in the running for the money. But we often overlook to take the risk. So I just wanted to share some examples. Like you can fact check the successful and the prominent businessmen. Like they have a mistaking capabilities. Why? Because of what I personally think that they are not that much highly educated. Can second thing, uh, second thing, like we can also do it, but we have to just come out with cover that stupid mindset, like we are much calculated, like we are like a every time we need to think twice, first thrice, before making some decisions. So, uh, so that we have to come out of the comfort zone. So that's it from my side. Thank you. Hope you like it.
Thank you, Shalin. Next is Setu.
હેલો એવરીવન ગઈકાલની જ વાત છે. કાલે સાંજે એક ફંક્શન હતું, રિટાયરમેન્ટ પાર્ટી. આપણે ભગવાનની આગળ સિંધુ ભવન રોડ ઉપર એક બાઇકવેટમાં હતું. એક અંકલ સ્ટેજ ઉપર આવ્યા અને એમને એમ પોતાની સ્ટોરી ચાલુ કરી કે મેં 50 વર્ષ પહેલા ગુજરાત યુનિવર્સિટીમાંથી ગોલ્ડ મેડલ મારો હતો અને મને સરસ મજાની સુખ શાંતિ સલામતી વાળી બેંકની મને જોબ મળી ગઈ અને મેં પહેલી જ જોબ લઈ લીધી. 300 રૂપિયાના પગારથી સ્ટાર્ટ કરીને આજે હું રિટાયર થયો ત્યારે મેનેજર બન્યો છું અને આજે મારા અંડરમાં 500 છોકરાઓ છે. એ સ્ટાર હતા, બધા એમને જોતા હતા સ્ટાર. પછી મેં મારા એક રિલેટિવને પૂછ્યું કે અરે આ તો ગોલ્ડ મેડાલિસ્ટ છે, આટલી બધી જોબ કરી, કેવી છે ફાઇનાન્શિયલ સિચ્યુએશન એમની, કે આટલું રિટાયર થયા? બસ બેટા એક ઘર ગાડી, છોકરાને ભણાયા અને થોડું હવે રિટાયરમેન્ટ પછી બેંક બેલેન્સ ચાલે, જીવન છે, એનો શોખ. કે આ 50 વર્ષ પહેલા ગોલ્ડ મેડાલિસ્ટ ગુજરાત યુનિવર્સિટીમાં થયેલા ને કેમ આજે આ સિચ્યુએશન? પછી હું અંકલને મળવા ગયો. તો અંકલ કોંગ્રેચ્યુલેશન, થઈ ગયા, રિટાયરમેન્ટ હતું, બધો હીરો હતા. પછી એમણે કીધું કે યાર મારે તો એક દિવસે 10 ઓફર હતી, TCS જેવી ટાટા જેવી કંપની પણ લેવા રેડી હતી, પણ ના, પ્રાઇવેટ જોબ હતી. મારે તો પેલા સેફટી સિક્યોરિટી માટેનું જ આ વસ્તુ મારે કરવાની હતી. હું આપ સૌને પૂછવા માંગુ છું, તમારામાંથી સક્સેસ કોને નથી જવું, આગળ કોને નથી વધવું? પ્લીઝ રેઝ યોર હેન્ડ. કોઈ કરતું નથી. જે વ્યક્તિઓ જોબ કરી રહ્યા છે એમને પૂછું છું, તમારામાંથી કોઈ 5 વર્ષ 10 વર્ષથી એક જ લાઈનમાં, 20 વર્ષથી એક જ લાઈનમાં જોબ કરવા વાળી કોઈ વ્યક્તિ ખરું આ સ્ટેજમાં? ઓડિયન્સમાં કોઈ ખરું છે? ઓકે, તો કેમ આવું? તો મેં જોવા જઈએ ને તો આ વાત આન્સર છે 300 વર્ષ પહેલા, કે અંગ્રેજો ભારતમાં આવ્યા ત્યારે સોનાની ચીડિયાને બતાવવા માટે એમણે શું કર્યું? એજ્યુકેશન સિસ્ટમને બતાવી દીધી અને ક્લાર્ક શાહી લાવી દીધી. આજે આપણે આપણા છોકરાઓને સ્કૂલમાં એટલા માટે મોકલીએ છીએ કે બેટા સારું ભણ, અમે તો આ રીતના જિંદગી જીવી લીધી, તારે સારી જિંદગી સેફ પાડી જીવવાની છે. કોલેજ પણ MBA આજે બોર્ડ ઉપર એ જ લખે છે કે ભાઈ સારું પ્લેસમેન્ટ જેને મળશે, મારી કોલેજમાંથી સારામાં સારું તમને પ્લેસમેન્ટ મળે છે. હું તમને એક જ વસ્તુ પૂછવા માંગુ છું કે ભારત દેશ સૌથી વધારે એન્જિનિયરિંગ પેદા કરવા વાળો દેશ છે, એટલા માટે જ ભારતમાં કોઈ ફેસબુક કે ટ્વિટર કે કંઈ બનતું નથી ને બધા ત્યાં જઈને કામ કરે છે. આ ઓડિયન્સમાં જેટલા પણ બેઠેલા છે, કઈક ઓપોર્ચ્યુનિટી છે કે આજે આપણે અહીંયા છીએ? હું આપ સૌને પૂછવા માંગુ છું કે યુનિવર્સે ભગવાને આપણને અહીંયા મોકલ્યા છે, પોટેન્શિયલ સાથે મોકલેલા છીએ, તો એને આપણે કઈ રીતના ઉપયોગ કરીએ છીએ જીવનના સપના પૂરા કરવા માટે, એ ઘણું વધારે મહત્વનું છે. નહીંતર આપણામાં અને પ્રાણીઓમાં કોઈ ફરક નથી. એ ખાવાનું શોધે છે, રહે છે, બાળકો પેદા કરે છે, મરી જાય છે, મનુષ્ય આપણે આ જ કરીને જતા રહેવાના. ઉપરવાળાને એક જવાબ આપવાનો છે. એ તો પૂછશે જ કે મેં તો તને એબિલિટી સાથે જ મોકલ્યો હતો, પરંતુ તું આ શું કર્યું છે તારા જીવન જોડે? ક્યાં સેફટીના ચક્કરમાં નથી ગયો? એક વાર તો તારે રિસ્ક લેવું હતું. આ એન્ડમાં ખાલી એક વસ્તુ કહીશ, તમે બધા મારી સાથે બોલજો કે જો કફ હો જાતા है, जो कफ हो जाता है, ये बोलो तो खरा यार, हमारा टाइम बता है यार, जो कफ हो जाता है तो लेनी पड़ती है विक्स की गोली, और जीवन को जो अपने सपने पूरे करने हैं, जो अपने सपने पूरे करने हैं, तो लेनी पड़ती है रिस्क की गोली. थैंक यू.
Okay, we've got Rohan. Who's next? Rohan.
કેમ છો ગાઈસ? સર બહુ જ મસ્ત સ્પીચ હતી, બહુ જ ગમ્યું અને બધાની સ્પીચ બહુ જ સારી હતી. તો જ્યારે હું આ ક્વેશ્ચન એટલે આ જે કોડ હતો કે ભાઈ શિપ જ્યારે હાર્બરમાં ત્યારે સૌથી સેફેસ્ટ હોય, પણ એ બન્યું છે સમુદ્રમાં શેર કરવા માટે. હું ઘણીવાર એને હ્યુમન સાથે કમ્પેર કરું તો મને ઘણીવાર ખોટું લાગે કે તમે એને કોઈ પણ લાઈફ ફોર્મ સાથે કમ્પેર કરો, મને ઘણીવાર ખોટું લાગે. એનું રીઝન શું? તમે આજે કોઈ પણ એનિમલ દેખો, તમે આજે કોઈ પણ લાઈફનું ફોર્મ દેખી લો અર્થ પર, એ સર્વાઈવ કરવા માટે બન્યું, એ સર્વાઈવ થાય એના માટે બન્યું છે. જ્યાં પણ એને એનર્જી કન્ઝર્વ કરવી પડશે કરશે. હું તમને એક એક્ઝામ્પલ આપું. તમે પ્રી હિસ્ટોરિક હ્યુમન્સની વાત કરો, હજારો લાખો વર્ષ પહેલા, તમે એમને કહો કે તમે 1 કિલોમીટર ચાલો અને હું તમને આટલા બધા ફ્રૂટ્સ આપું, એટલે બીજો ઓપ્શન એ આપો કે તમે 1 પગલો ચાલો અને આટલા બધા ફ્રૂટ્સ આપો, એ શું કરશે? 1 પગલો ચાલો. તમે આજે પણ તમારા જીવનમાં દેખો, હું તમને કહું કે તમે મને તમારી આખી જિંદગી આપો તો હું તમને બિલિયનર બનાવીશ, અને બીજો ઓપ્શન એવો આપું કે તમે મને તમારો જીવનનો 1 દિવસ આપો અને હું તમને બિલિયનર બનાવીશ. તમે શું સિલેક્ટ કરો? ઓપ્શન નંબર 2. એટલે આ એક લાઈફ ફોર્મની એ છે કે તમે સર્વાઈવ કરવા માટે બન્યા. બટ ગોડે છે ને આપણને એક આમ આપણને ટેસ્ટમાં મૂક્યો છે અને આપણે ટેસ્ટમાં પાસ થવાનું છે. અને ટેસ્ટ એ છે કે ભાઈ સક્સેસ વર્સિસ સર્વાઈવલ. બધા લાઈફ ફોર્મ્સ બન્યા છે સર્વાઈવલ માટે, બટ આજે હ્યુમન જેની પાસે કોઈ આમ નેચરલ વેપન નથી જેનાથી કોઈ બીજા પ્રાણીને મારી શકે. આજે તમે લાયન્સને દેખો, ડોગ્સને દેખો, એમની પાસે એક નેચરલ વસ્તુ છે જેનાથી તમને હાર્મ પહોંચાડી શકે. હ્યુમન પાસે એવું કંઈ જ નથી. તો પણ આજે આપણે વર્લ્ડના સૌથી ડોમિનન્ટ સ્પીસીસ છે. કેમ? કારણ કે આપણે સક્સેસને સર્વાઈવલથી ઉપર મૂક્યો છે. આજે આપણે દેખીએ, ભગવાન કૃષ્ણએ ભગવદ ગીતામાં શું કીધું? કર્મ. કર્મ શું છે? કે તમે એસી વાળી રૂમમાં મસ્ત ઊંઘતા હો અને તમે 4 વાગે સવારે ઉઠીને જોગિંગ કરવા જાઓ કે ભણવા જાઓ, એને કર્મ કહેવાય. તમે એકદમ લૂઝ બોડી હોય અને તમે ફિટ થવા માટે દરરોજ જીમમાં જાઓ, 10 કિલોમીટર સાયકલિંગ કરો અને રનિંગ કરો, એને કર્મ કહેવાય. જ્યારે તમે એકદમ શાય હો અને તમે ખુરશી પર બેઠા હો પણ કોન્ફિડન્સ બનાવવા માટે તમે ઊભા થઈને સ્પીચ આપો એને કર્મ કહેવાય. અને હ્યુમન્સ એક એવું પ્રાણી છે જે વારે વારે ફેલ થશે, વારે વારે પડશે, પણ ઊભું થઈને ફરીથી સક્સેસફુલ બનશે. આખી ગેમ સક્સેસ વર્સિસ સર્વાઈવલની જ છે. તમે એક કેટરપિલર છો જે કુકુનમાં એકદમ સેફ છે, બટ એકદમ જોર આપીને તમે એ કુકુનને તોડશો અને એક બ્યુટીફુલ બટરફ્લાય બનશો. તમે એ જ મિલ્ખા સિંહ છો જે ઓસ્ટ્રેલિયામાં હારી ગયા હતા, બટ એ વારે વારે પ્રેક્ટિસ કરીને એમની ટી શર્ટ આખી પસીનાથી ભરેલી હતી તો પણ એને નિચોડીને આખું બકેટ એમના પરસેવથી વાળીને તમે આટલા ગ્રેટ સ્પ્રિન્ટર બનો. તમે એ મિલ્ખા સિંહ છો. તમે એ શિપ છો જે હાર્બરમાં એકદમ સેફ છે, પણ ત્યારે જે સક્સેસફુલ બનશે આઈએનએસ વિક્રાંતિ છે ત્યારે તમે સમુદ્રમાં શેર કરશો અને તમારા દુશ્મનોને ડરાવશો. આપણે એ હ્યુમન રેસના મેમ્બર્સ છે કે આટલું આટલું નાનું હ્યુમન આટલા મોટા હાથીને પણ આપણે ઝૂમાં રાખીએ છે. આટલા નાના નાના પીતી હ્યુમન હાથીના ફોટા પાડે અને એમના નામો આપે. આપણે એ હ્યુમન રેસના મેમ્બર્સ છે. આપણે સર્વાઈવલ ઓવર સક્સેસની ધ્યાન રાખવાનું છે. આપણે એ જ હ્યુમન્સ છે જે આપણે સક્સેસફુલ થયા છે. આપણે એ જ ભારતના સિટીઝન છે જે લોકોએ આચાર્ય ચાણક્ય, ચરક અને ઘણા બધા આવા મોટા મોટા લોકોને જન્મ આપ્યો છે અને દેશને આટલો મહાન બનાવ્યો છે. તો આપણે સક્સેસફુલ સર્વાઈવલનું ધ્યાન રાખીએ અને શિપ બનીએ તો સમુદ્રમાં શેર.
Okay, next, this is Satya, is it? Sorry? Yeah. So, what is the name? I didn't get it. Satya. So, how do I spell it? Can you just tell me? S-A-T-Y. T-Y. Satya. Okay, Satya. Fine. Yeah, Satya.
Good evening, sir, for giving me this wonderful opportunity to speak before you. And good evening, my friends and audience. The topic is a ship is safest in harbor, but it is not the place where it is meant for. So one of the lady here also quoted one quote that a smooth sea never makes a skilled sailor. So Indian freedom movement itself is a great journey. Mahatma, he has chosen non-violence that's not tested so far anywhere in the world to give freedom to a particular population. And he also mesmerized the entire Indians to go to leave violence and to go towards non-violence. So Mahatma's journey, Indian freedom movement itself is a great lesson to the entire universe. And being Indians and being in Ahmedabad, where Mahatma's place, where he stayed for long years, we have to choose a different way to take into the country to different space. It's like a human will be there, learning stage, comfort zone, then learning zone, then uh, the third zone is there, the fourth zone is the growth zone. So we have to go from the learner comfort zone to learning zone to growth zone where innovations should happen. Actually, what we are today depending in the country are on the basis of the innovations happening in the Western world. In the IT information technology area also, the innovations are happening in US and we are working as a workforce to them. In the manufacturing also, one of the best manufacturing companies are in Germany or something. We are their hubs for collection of the parts, assembly line or something. Original manufacturing, original innovations. More the country should lead to go, then only the country can give employment to the entire 130 crore population of the country. And here I want to say something. Some people may be aware about the Maslow's theory of human hierarchy or development from the social needs, psychological needs. You have to go to the self-actualization needs. Self-actualization needs means innovation and all, philosophy, innovation and creating a path to the entire world. India, like some people are telling, 2,000 years or 3,000 years, we have created path to the world, and again the young generation should she quoted about Navajivan publications and all, again revive them and create a new path to the entire world. Thank you so much once again, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Next is Malhotra, how do I say? Shairi? Shairi. Shairi.
Good evening, friends. What is a ship docked at the harbour signified to us? It signifies stability, security, comfort, but it also symbolizes stagnancy. On the other hand, a ship that is sailing symbolizes movement, evolution, a journey to a destination in reach of greater goals. If there is one thing, friends, that characterizes my own life so far, it is this. I've never been that ship docked at a harbour for too long. I've lived in 4 countries and 6 cities so far. I would describe my life as exciting, risky, adventurous, sometimes even rough. For several years, I worked in think tanks across the globe on India's foreign policy, and I finally made it to the European Union's official foreign policy arm. But I was amongst one of the only non-EU nationals to work there, and also one of the only people of color working in an otherwise completely white bubble. I have so many absurd instances of life stories to share with you all, from braving strict lockdowns in Belgium while I was working there, from cat infestations in my apartment, from losing colleagues to terrorist attacks, and so on. I would say that at least for over a decade now, I've been sailing through turbulent seas and stormy waters. But these stormy waters have contributed to the growth of my overall perspectives, my outlook, and my general being on the whole. And yet, these positives have also come with significant costs. For me, some of these costs have manifested in terms of loneliness, anxiety, not having a support system when I desperately needed one at so many times. I feel like I've done well professionally and personally, sometimes thriving, sometimes only surviving, but I've always been moving. And yet, friends, since the last 2.5 years, ever since the pandemic began, I have been that ship stuck in the harbour for too long. I've been living in Ahmedabad in my home, a safe place, a beautiful place, a cozy space. But it's also been a place where I've stagnated, where my mind has dulled, where I haven't received enough stimulation. I've had all the comforts of my life over the last year, but I feel like my evolution has stunted. And I feel like I've been at a standstill, trusting and rotting away like that ship which is stuck in the harbour for too long and is vulnerable to rot and rust. I now know that it's high time for me to move on. Therefore, after having worked in the European Union's headquarters, I now intend to explore options in Delhi and work in India's political capital. Because life, friends, is all about movement, it's about embracing new challenges and taking risks. I feel like if you're the same person that you were 2 years ago, you're not really living life the way it's supposed to be lived. Why? Because just like ships that are not meant to be in the harbour, human beings too are not meant to remain in their comfort zones for too long. Otherwise, they become stagnant. So I urge all of you friends to take a step backward, introspect and reflect on your own life. Are you currently a ship that is stuck in a harbour for too long, too comfortable, too safe? Because if you are, I urge you to enact some changes, because that is what living life is. Thank you so much for listening to me.
Anyone else wants to speak? We still have some time. Yeah, come. Just write your name and those who want to come speak. Yeah, you can come and just write it. Time is 2 to 3 minutes. So at 2 minutes there'll be one bell. At 3 minutes it's two bells. So you get a little bit of grace after 3 minutes, but try to finish in that time. Yeah, just write it. Yeah, you can write it there. Yeah.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Harish. टॉपिक के बारे में मुझे उतना ज़्यादा पता नहीं, बट आई वांट टू शेयर समथिंग विद यू गाइस. कोई भी एक बंदा है, लाइक यहाँ पे हमारा टॉपिक है शिप, बराबर. हम शिप को छोड़ देते हैं, हम खुद को पकड़ते हैं. लाइक शिप के पास तो कोई चारा नहीं है, उसको काटे मोड़े कुछ भी बनाए, प्लेन बनाए, कुछ भी बनाए. बट वी ह्यूमन बींग्स, हमारे पास एक मोटिव रहता है या फिर डर रहता है. सपोज एक बंदा है जो सेल्स एंड मार्केटिंग में जॉब करता है, उसके लिए सेल्स करना बहुत ही जरूरी है. सेल्स नहीं करेंगे कंपनी चलेगी नहीं. दूसरा रहता है एक डर, जॉब चली जाएगी, तब जाके वो इफोर्ट लगाता है. और थर्ड एंड मोस्ट इम्पोर्टेंट इज मोटिव, कि भाई मुझे कुछ करना है. ज्यादातर लोग ये करते हैं कि वो कुछ भी प्रोफेशन सिलेक्ट कर लेते हैं. प्रोफेशन ऐसा होना चाहिए कि जिसमें आपको अच्छा लगे. लाइक अक्षय कुमार ने बीच में ही कुछ बोला कि जिस दिन मुझे ऐसा लगेगा कि आज भी जाना है, ऑन दैट डे आई विल लीव दैट वर्क. तो मैं यही कहना चाहता हूँ कि आप कुछ भी काम करें, वो वैसा काम करें कि जो आपको अच्छा लगे. क्योंकि होता क्या है कि जो आपको पसंद नहीं है, वो काम करने के लिए आपको बहुत ही ज्यादा एनर्जी लगानी पड़ती है. और जो काम आपको पसंद है वो आप दिन में या कभी भी एकदम थके हुए हैं, पूरा टायर्ड हो गए, तो तब भी आप कर सकते हैं. तो उस तरह का ही काम करें. होता ये है दूसरा भी कि अगर कोई काम हमें पसंद नहीं है, इवन दो वी आर डूइंग दैट वर्क, तो कुछ भी ऊपर नीचे होता है तो हमें लगता है नहीं यार ये मेरे काम का नहीं है. अगर वही अगर आपका हॉबी है, आपका पैशन है, तो वो प्रोफेशन में मैं गारंटी के साथ कह सकता हूँ यू विल ग्रो मच मच फास्टर देन अदर्स. सो यस, दिस इज व्हाट आई एम. थैंक यू.
Thank you, Harsh. Next is Ashwini. Ashwini, is that how I got it right? Ashwini. Okay, Ashwini. Yeah.
Thank you, sir, for the recognition. First of all, a very good evening to everyone. It feels a pleasure to be here back again, maybe after 2 years, and I'm so happy that AMA has started this program back. So I would like to speak on the topic that is a ship is safe in the harbor, but that is not what ships are meant for. What do you think of when the ship is in the harbor? That is comfort. What comes to your mind when you say comfort? A person sitting on a beanbag, maybe slouching and just doing nothing. But all of you are here today, coming out of your comfort zone. Maybe you'll be in fear. Maybe you had to put in some effort, some energy. Maybe it's a Saturday evening, you can go back at your home, it's a weekend, you can chill, you can party with your friends, but no. But just because you want growth, you came out of your comfort zone. First, there is comfort zone, then there is fear zone. You will feel the fear. Right now, I'm here standing in front of you, maybe prepared a bit, maybe not. All of you felt the same. Some tickling butterflies in your stomach. Then comes the fear zone, then comes the growth zone. Once you come out of your comfort, once you come out of your fear, that's when the growth strikes. And you are done for everything, my friend. as the author James Clear says in his books, that in order to achieve something, you have to do something with consistency. Consistency is the maybe you can do life is unpredictable. You cannot do same thing again and again. No 2 days are same. There is nothing like an ideal day. I that. So maybe don't miss out 2 days in a row, but do whatever you want with consistency, and you may achieve whatever you want. Thank you.
Thank you. Next is Nirav.
गुड इवनिंग एवरीवन। बहुत सारे लोग यहाँ पे हैं। सो द थिंग इज दैट जब शिप हार्बर पे होती है, इट टाइज विद द चेन। बहुत सारी चेन होती है जो खींची हुई होती है। हमारी जिंदगी में बहुत सारी ऐसी चेन है, वेदर इट्स अ सेल फोन, वेदर इट्स अ पेरेंट्स, वेदर इट्स अ फ्रेंड्स, नेसेयर्स, तोड़ना जरूरी है बाहर जाने के लिए। एंड व्हाट आई बिलीव इज जितने भी लोग यहाँ पे बैठे हैं, यू टू हैव समथिंग इन योर लाइफ व्हिच यू कैन गो अवे फ्रॉम एंड डू ग्रेट इन योर लाइफ। पूरा समुद्र खुले हाथ से आपका इंतजार कर रहा है टू हग यू, टू गिव यू द थिंग्स व्हिच यू आर लुकिंग फॉर। एंड आई बिलीव डोंट स्टे इन द हार्बर। कुछ मतलब यार जिंदगी एक बार मिलती है, ऐसा क्यों करना है आप लोगों को कि एक ही व्यू किसको पसंद है, लाइक एक चुप व्यू कितनी बार हंस पाता है, एक बार, दो बार, तीन बार, चार बार। तो अगर सेम व्यू हार्बर में तो सेम ही व्यू मिलता है। अगर अलग व्यू चाहिए, अलग जिंदगी, एनीथिंग यू वांट इन योर लाइफ यू कैन अचीव। गो आउट देयर, ब्रेक द चेन्स। डजंट मैटर दोस्त क्या बोल रहा है, रिलेटिव्स क्या बोल रहा है, मैं आगे जाके फेल होऊंगा, क्या होगा, ज्यादातर क्या हो जाएगा, सीख लोगे, कुछ कुछ नया सीखने को मिल जाएगा, उससे भी आप आगे बढ़ पाओगे। तो डोंट सिट एट द सेम प्लेस, व्यू को बदलो थोड़ा एंड गो आउट देयर। A lot of good things are waiting for you. Thank you.
Yeah, you can just stop. Just tell me your name. Sharad. Okay, thank you.
Good evening. Actually, I never wanted to speak, so I couldn't do, but in all this young boys, I thought I will give you one small thing. I'm a doctor by profession. I'm a ultrasonologist, doing sonography for the last 45 years. The first thing when we see in a pregnancy, a small child, budding child, have you seen in mythology one person I don't remember who decided he will stay for as long as he wants. Otherwise, every one of you, including myself and himself, we have come out at times. Imagine, because there was no interviews, no job, everything was free. आप ऐसे ही सोते रहो, आपको सब खाना मिल गया. We have seen in sonography a child smiling, just smiling, being, eating, everything we have seen. If you like this, it will move 9 months. He can stay for 10 months, 12 months, but do you think he will survive? So he is coming out of the comfort zone. We all have come out of the comfort zone. Forget about sheep. We are sheep. The mother's home was a shipyard. We are built. And now we are supposed to get out. And we have got out. So now plus and minus will happen in everybody's life. Just forget it. The way I came here and saw everybody talking, so I'm not talking about caterpillar, I'm not talking about anybody. You yourself were in a mother's home, in a shipyard, you have come out successfully. 45 years I have been seeing the pictures inside and I have seen everything of this, smiling, being, a lot of nuisance also, if the boy is there. It's all things I have seen, believe me, I have taken the photograph also. So, just chill, do, मजा करो, and तो फन भी करो, काम भी करो, सब ठीक होते हैं. Bye.
Yeah, anybody else? It's 7:26. We still have another 15, 20 minutes. Okay, great. So wonderful. Nice to hear a whole lot of different views. Okay, different views, and we had people of all ages coming out. And that's the beauty about the forum. You have youngsters, you've got elderly people, everyone coming and sharing their views, and that's what we will continue to do. Talking about, let's talk a little bit about a topic. Yeah, I guess almost all of you got it right. I mean, in terms of the interpretation, that is what it is. You know, it's about the composers, it's about a ship, it's safe in a harbor, but that's not what ships are built for. You have to go out, so you can give various analogies, you can give various examples of whether it's being chained to the harbor or whether it's going out and achieving something. What is it that's possible? What have you done? What have others done? And that is how the speech can be crafted. So it's very nicely done. That's what I can say. I have noted some pointers. I'm not going to go individually into that. But when you're talking about a couple of things which I thought I should tell you when you're talking and when you're giving a speech, what makes a speech exciting? A speech को exciting कैसे बनाया जाता है? So when you talk a little bit about either your example or you talk a little bit about what other people are doing, people like to hear. So थोड़ा सा stories होना चाहिए. You know, if there is a story or two in your speech, that makes it quite interesting to hear. This is something new, something different. ये अच्छा लगा, ये अलग लगा. So that is what people like. So if you can add that, you know, when you're coming next time, for those of you who haven't added, that would really make your speech interesting. Fine. With that, let's come to those here. This time I have got 6 books. EMA has been quite generous. They have given 6 books. So I'm going to give I'm going to start with some consolation prizes for people who came and people who have shown quite improvement. I'm really happy with Shalin, your efforts. Really nice of you to come out here and make that. So if you could just come out here and really happy for you. Very nice, very nice. Yeah, sure.
बेसिकली मतलब कि मैं एक थैंकफुल हूँ कि आप एक वन पर्सन टोल्ड माय लाइफ एंड ये एक स्टेज है कि यहाँ से लाइक मैं डिफरेंट लोगों का मैं पर्सपेक्टिव भी जान सका एंड मैं अपने सेल्फ को यहाँ पर प्रेजेंट कर सका सो दैट इज व्हाई बिग थैंक्स टू केएमए एंड यू गाइस आल्सो यू आर अमेजिंग थैंक यू
The second person who's really taking that efforts every time. We talk about consistency and he comes here every time. He never misses that, and I'm seeing him improve day in and day out. And in a session or two, is what I guess he should be right there competing with the top guys. That's Ajish. Ajish, really wonderful. You know, really wonderful. I mean, the improvement with Ajish is taking is absolutely brilliant. Wonderful.
Thank you.
And now comes those guys who've spoken. Now here I am going to tell you a couple of things. I am a little bit considering time as a qualifying criteria. So if you have really gone overboard, so then it will be difficult for me to consider. I still have to consider something. So there are really some good speeches, but unfortunately just they just short the time. In terms of there is no order as to first, second, third, so I'm just reading out in the chronology of those who given Mana your speeches as nice. So if you can come out here, it's really going great. And we have Gata who spoke well. Gata, if you can come, that was wonderful. Yeah.
So, AMA's journey has been, I guess, it started, I guess, couple of years ago, not that much, 2-3 years ago, when I passed out my 11th standard, and like starting of 12th standard. Before that, I attended a workshop, and Suresh sir was, I guess, handling that. And I guess there are some familiar faces over here. Which after that he recommended me that you come and you start speaking over here. You come every time and अपनी story share करना. And उसके बाद मैं आई 2-3 महीने and after that I had exams. तो उसके बाद time नहीं मिला because 12th था. And after that COVID stuff, we were the last batch before COVID. And after 2 years, 2.5 years, again coming here. This is, I guess, I came last, not last month, uske pehle. And after a gap of 1 month, I'm back again on AMA. So it feels really amazing to be here and sharing my views. And I'm like really inspired by all the speeches. And I'm thankful to Sir that every time that this kind of topics, I guess we all come over here and we open up ourselves. So I guess this topic is really successful because हम सब ने आज आके हिम्मत करके अपनी story share. Thank you so much.
This person really every time he comes, he has something very interesting up his sleeve. That is Ketu. And I've got the final one. When he came in, he said, I don't want to speak, and I would just prefer to sit out there and listen. But he came and he spoke, and he just mesmerized us by his example. Dr. Shah, if you can just come out here, it was wonderful.
Honestly, I don't deserve this. I'm asked to do all this. I would request to give me a pass.
So we'll do one thing because it is yours. You can pass it to someone. I'll leave the option to you. Yeah.
I feel you are the reason is simple as this. Or is it please it's not encouragement.
Okay.
That's the reason. Otherwise, it's always good to have but I think
So I would request you to come here, please. Yeah, I would request you to come here. And since you're talking about encouragement and you're saying that you don't, you like to hand it over, this again goes for encouragement of someone who came here and who said, okay, this is the first time he wants to speak, he's going to speak, and he would like to again continue with what we hope. That goes to Alok. Alok, really, if you can accept it from. Yeah, sure.
in my class 4, I went for the, આપણે ગુજરાતીમાં છે ને વક્તૃત્વ સ્પર્ધા. So, ઘરેથી ખૂબ સરસ લખીને મારા કાકાએ આપેલું પાન ઉપર અને અમારી સ્કૂલ બહુ નાની હતી મ્યુનિસિપલ શાળા નંબર 16 ત્યાં 2 ક્લાસ હતા 52 તો ત્યારે શરૂ કરી તો માનનીય 3 મિનિટ માટે હું એક શબ્દ બોલ્યો નથી. હવે મને બરાબર યાદ છે બધા જે છોકરાઓ બેઠેલા બધા તાળીઓ પાડે 3 મિનિટ પછી બહાર નીકળી અને ખબર નહીં શું થયું એ વખતે હું વિચાર કર્યો કે નહીં આપણે બોલવાનું જે ફાવે હું તમને લોકોને કહીશ ઘરમાં છોકરાઓને નાના બાળકો હોય તો એવરેજ અઠવાડિયામાં એક વાર બધાએ બોલવાનું માએ બાપે દાદાએ દાદી બધા કોઈ ત્યાં આવીને બોલ આ જો ફિયર એમના મગજમાંથી જતો રહેશે અને પછી એવું થયેલું કે કોઈ પણ વખત સ્પર્ધા હોય સ્કૂલ હોય ઇન્ટર સ્કૂલ હોય અને આઈ એમ ફ્રોમ કેલકટા એટલે પણ બંગાળીમાં હોય અંગ્રેજીમાં હોય હિન્દીમાં હોય I would make sure that I am always first. But that is enough. પણ તમે બધા જો આ રીતે બોલશો ને ઘરમાં એક ટેવ પાડશો તો પ્રોબેબલી બધા સરસ જ બોલી શકે આપણી પાસે બધું જ છે ખાલી બહાર કાઢવાનું છે. થેન્ક યુ.
So very nice. Thank you, everyone. A couple of things before we wind up for the day. So as you rightly said, it's Manchwal sir who's conducting this, and really it's honor to actually carry forward his legacy. It requires 2 people to carry his legacy. So I'm the one who's conducting the speakers forum. The public speaking sessions which he used to conduct are being conducted by Kushal, and Kushal talk about when is the next session. I think the dates are being worked out. Yeah, need to be worked out. So he's working on the dates. Maybe I think in July he will start another batch. And if you want to attend, just get in touch with him and you can join those sessions. We meet every second Saturday at 6:30. The topic for next session, I've decided it this time. It's going to be success is never ending, failure is never final. Success is never ending, failure is never final. This is the topic. I'll get it announced obviously when the announcement happens, but this will be the topic for next month, second Saturday. Yeah, it will be a prepared week, so that is the topic is given before. And 2 to 3 minutes. Please keep the timing in mind when we are deciding on the.
Sir, what is name of your YouTube channel?
My YouTube channel, yeah, this is live on YouTube. The name of the YouTube channel is Manish Khanulkar. So if you want to download your speech, let's see how it comes. I don't know. This is the first time I'm trying it. Manish Khanulkar, that's the name of the channel. Thank you, everyone. Thank you very much. Oh yeah, meeting is over. You can go home. Thank you. Yeah, I want to end this stream.